Hi, I'm Colman. This show is called Going Places. Today I'm joining Abby Wambaugh at Edinburgh Fringe as we hang out, have a chat, have a coffee, and just chat comedy and creativity. Come along. I know that sounds weird to say, come along. But anyway, come join us. Come join us. 80. 82. I think it's this one. Ring. We'll ask if she stays here every time, in which case we can cut. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Did we wake her up, I wonder? Maybe we did. One more up. Three. Oh, another one. I think this is it. Hi.
Oh, Mary.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
This is Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Thank you so much for. Should we take off our shoes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should. I don't know the custom in Edinburgh, but I come from Denmark now. And that's where we do it.
Did we wake you up?
No, I was awake since 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a hero. But there are some clowns that are going to come out. We can come in here.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or wait, I'll show you my room. Do you want to see it?
Sure. Can I put this on you? Is that all right?
Oh, yeah, please.
Do you want to hook that?
Go ahead and put it on there.
Is that all right?
Yeah. I'm going to take you around. I'm going to show you around.
Yeah, show us around. Why not?
This is my room.
This is your room.
I only live here for 2 weeks. My room at home looks different. I just want you to know. But this is very nice. We're staying with the sweetest 21-year-old theology major.
Okay. Oh, you were saying this to me.
He's just the nicest guy. And we just get to stay here.
This is a nice space.
It's really nice.
Do you stay here every Fringe, or is it just...
No, we just met him, but I really like him. And then this is a living room.
What a beautiful...
I just woke up the couch sleeping clown that was in here and said, "A camera is coming. A camera is coming. Do you mind?" And she was like, "I gotta go to the Clown Olympics." So she went.
So who's in the caf? Is there people?
In this room, Lara Ricote and her sister Maya Ricote are in there. And
Are we waking people up right
no,
now?
they had to be woken up.
Okay.
And this is the kitchen. Can I make you a coffee, actually?
Yeah, I'd have a tea. Is tea going?
I don't know how to make tea. Yeah, there's tea. People have been making tea.
Sure. Is there a...
Well, they have found it in one of these cupboards. Here's one. What about this? That's not open.
They surely wouldn't mind, would they?
Surely they wouldn't.
If they watch this and they have a problem, I'll happily buy them.
I'll tell them to take it up with you.
Yeah. Tell them it was
But I'm
me.
just like, there has been other tea drinking. Yeah, let's do it.
Is that okay?
Yeah, do you know how to make tea?
I can make tea.
Have you ever made tea before?
On occasion.
I'm gonna make a coffee. Would you like a coffee?
I'm okay.
Okay.
How are you getting on? How are the shows going?
They're going good. I'm doing, you just tell me how much backstory I should be giving or not giving.
No, you can give as much or as little as you want.
I'm doing a show that I already did last year for the month. So and then I've done a 2-week Soho run, and I've done it a couple other places, and I'm doing it for 2 weeks only. And so I haven't done it since May before now. Yeah, Would you like a tea? Make it yourself, is what the truth is.
But the show, it's okay to tell what the premise is, or like...
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because it's...
No, please.
I mean, if you're okay with...
I'm okay with it. In fact, I love to talk about it. I'm a little scattered because we're announcing, I'm doing a New York run of the show.
Is that been
for
announced?
4 weeks off Broadway. It's getting announced tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so this will be well out by then.
Yes,
okay,
well
perfect,
out by then.
Perfect.
Yes, and then, but this morning I was like reading through the press release. Yeah, this is fun because I can really talk about it on here. But this morning I read...
screaming.
It's a... Look out the window, it's beautiful. It's
Is it?
some kind of lawn equipment, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
But this is gonna scream in a second.
Sorry, so you're going to New York.
I'm going to New York, and so I'm doing it off Broadway, and and Hannah Gadsby is presenting it.
Oh, nice.
And like the producers of the show are like incredible. Like I can't even believe that they're doing my show. And I was just like reading through the press release and like the quote where Hannah Gadsby calls me a genius, and then like the credits
Wait,
of...
you get called a genius?
Yeah, I get called a genius. Yeah. You want to ask me that again? Because I'll tell you again. I do
Make sure
get
the sound and audio is real good on that.
I get called a genius. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm reading this and I have to like send to edits. And I'm like, what am I going to edit about that?
Yeah.
But,
could you say something more? Could
Well, actually, Hannah wrote out, the show name is The First 3 Minutes of 17 Shows. And Hannah wrote out 3 and 17, and really it's the numerals. So I did, in fact, suggest an edit to Hannah Gadsby today. So that's a pretty cool thing I did this morning. Yeah, so I had to like look through all of that stuff, which feels crazy and frantic and also like a dream.
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
so
just
cool.
like, yeah.
That's so cool.
It's really cool.
So when you going to New York? New York is in...
October 1st to the 25th is my run, and so I'm going like that September 22nd. I think I'm gonna fly.
That's so... And your family will come over for a few days?
They'll come over for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'll be there for like a month on my own. I have kids. I got kids. And
I love that you're filling in context.
I want you to be included. Colman knows, you don't know. Yeah, people used to be like surprised when I said I had kids, and I thought it was like because I looked young.
Yeah.
But I think it was because they thought I was immature. Yeah, they're gonna come over for 2 weeks, and yeah, it's really, we lived there together in New York. We all I live in Copenhagen now, and we moved to Copenhagen from New York.
All right, okay, I didn't know that. All right, okay.
And when I lived in New York, I had like never done comedy before, never thought about doing stand-up.
Wait, so you, where's the mugs?
Great question. Not there. Oh yeah, there. Wait, I'm gonna run to my room and get one. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you still hear me?
We'll totally stay here.
Here, I'm coming back. Can you still hear me? Wow, microphones.
Wait, so you lived in New York?
Yeah.
Why and when were you in New York? Is it easy for a Denmarkian? A Danish? Oh my God, Colman. It's early. It's early.
I'm not Danish. Did you think I was Danish? That's so nice.
Wait, you're American? Oh, Colman.
Is this a prank?
No, because usually, because Scandinavian people,
they speak perfect English.
They speak perfect English. That usually, and I just presume.
But have you not like met my personality? You thought I was. When I'm in Copenhagen, if I ride the metro in a jacket, I am the loudest person on the train. For you to think that I
thought you were, yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Okay, well,
wow.
no.
Thank you so much. No, I get it. You think I'm fresh. You think I'm like collected. You think I'm like organized and a little bit boring. That's okay.
Wait,
That's really nice.
So I guess I didn't even question it.
Yeah. This is the coolest thing that's happened to me today.
Wait.
Yeah, Hannah Gadsby called me a genius. But Colman, he called me Scandinavian.
Where's the milk?
Milk? Milk? Are you looking under the sink for milk?
Where's the fridge?
All right, it's in here. Under the thing. That's where I keep
This
mine.
guy. He's getting a lot wrong today.
So what part of the States are you from?
I grew up in Pennsylvania. Sorry, this is quite a noise. Yeah, I used to think,
Oh
who
my
are
God.
these people
Oh
who are
my God.
buying sweatshirts in airports with the names of places on them? Who are they? It's me. It's me doing it. I'm doing
Also,
that.
now it's a dead. I was like, but wait, do you want milk?
No, not at all.
So wait, so your husband is Danish?
My husband is Danish.
Okay.
Yeah. He's Danish.
I
He's
guess-
Danish as hell.
I
He
guess-
is quiet and organized.
I guess it's because like I feel like,
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't even question that.
Thank you. And you know what? I'm never going to forget that about you. That's so funny.
I just accept people how they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is my morning pages that I didn't finish yet.
You do this every morning.
I do, and I'm sure that we'll talk about it. But first, you thought it was Danish. Yeah. Anyway,
You weren't doing comedy in New York when you were there.
no.
What were you doing in New York?
I was a teacher, and I ran a summer camp, like for kids.
What kind of summer camp?
Well, I always loved summer camp, like
Yeah.
real American sleepaway camp, like there's a lake.
Okay.
Picture this: there's a lake.
What more do you need to know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
There's a lake. There's little wooden huts.
Yeah.
Picture this: the socks are high, the whistles are hanging. Picture this, like that. But the summer camp I ran, I was a teacher in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it was like at a very progressive school. It's like play-based, like
Okay.
you have meetings when you have a problem. There's no like set curriculum. You like follow the interests of the child. I love that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I ran a summer camp kind of like that, like project-based. Like we would have like themes each
Yeah.
week, and like we'd be like, oh, it's comic book week. Like, what do you want to do? It's comic book week. And they'd be like, well, obviously we want to make a comic book store, and we'll build, and it'll be shaped like a pirate ship, and there'll be like a giant refrigerator box, and we'll make it into a pirate ship, and we'll shoot comic books out the cannon of the ship, and then people will put money for them in the portal, and that's what we'll do. And then like we'll make that all week, and then the last day they'll be like, fuck, we forgot to make comic books. So like that.
It sounds like an awful lot of energy and
Yeah, I have awful lot of energy. And then I moved to Denmark, and
Okay, sorry, can I ask about this?
Yeah.
The spit. Wait. You didn't meet your husband. Wait.
I did. I met him in London. I met him in London like 14 years ago.
Wait. So you're in New York. You're not doing comedy or performance. You're teaching.
Right.
But then out of nowhere, you moved to London. Or you moved to.
No. Yeah, there's a lot. You're right. There are some holes in this story. I was like, I was living in New York.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I finished college, and I was like, I'm gonna write the great American novel now.
Okay.
And
now is the moment for me.
Now is the moment, and the way that you write the great American novel is that you go to Europe.
You go to Paris and.
Yeah. So I did that, and I like went with my friends to Ireland. And have you heard of it? And
What part of Ireland were you in?
we were like around Dublin, some pretty place at the coast. I don't know.
Okay.
It probably has a name, but I don't know. And then like I went to Dublin. They left. They came for like a long weekend, and then they left. And I was like, I'm staying, and I'm gonna write the great American novel. And I ended up in London, and I ended up working at this like youth hostel, and he was just like gonna stay there. He was gonna be my first one night stand. I fucked him in a fire escape. Turns out I'm really good at one night stands, Colman. And now I raise his children in his country. But I'm not there right now, and he's doing it alone. So thanks.
No way.
Yeah, really good. But then we moved to New York. We moved back to New York because
okay.
and then I was teaching there, and then like pretty immediately we got accidentally pregnant with my very wonderful kid I'm happy to have.
You were saying it actually. You think it was like such a godsend to have kids, or at least
Yeah,
like
I was
accident.
saying that. Yeah, I think it was like I knew I wanted kids. I've always known I wanted them. So when I like accidentally got pregnant 10 years before I wanted them, I could just tell I like wanted to do it. And
wait, how long were you going? And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
I'm happy to answer.
How long were you going out when?
When we got pregnant?
Yeah.
I think like a year and a half or something. But we had actually just gotten married, like for a green card.
Oh, okay.
So my mom is thrilled with the order of operations.
Okay.
She's like, yes, like you did it right. And but it was an accident. The marriage also. But I'm
These
thrilled.
happy accidents,
Also
they
really
all worked
happy.
out so well.
Yeah.
So you went back to New York. So when did so you were back in New York trying to write the great American novel?
No, after I moved back to New York, I got kind of kicked out of the UK. They sort of like discovered I was there, and they were like, because when I came into Ireland, I came in, and like the UK was still part of the EU then.
Yeah.
I came into Ireland, and my friends there for a long weekend, they're just like, so they just kind of waved me in.
Yeah.
I don't have like a passport stamp. And I was like, cool, that seems great.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of stuck around. But then around 6 months, I thought the way that visas worked is that you just pop out for a minute, you pop back in, and it restarts. Not the way. But also I didn't have a stamp in my passport. So at the border, they were like, have you ever been to the UK before? After I went to visit Jon in Denmark, after I'd been dating him a little bit.
Yeah.
Our one night stand was continuing. And I was like, yeah, I have been in the UK before. They were like, when? I was like, 5 days ago. And they were like, no. So they sent me
They're
back.
like, that's the wrong answer.
Yeah, there's
to
like,
that
you should
question.
have said a different answer. And
I live here.
Yeah, not that one. Shouldn't have said that one either. So they sent me back to Denmark. Like they detained me and then they sent me back.
You said like London Heathrow almost.
Yeah, at Heathrow. Yeah, and so I was 23 or something. And I was like scared.
So basically you had a visa for the UK. No, you didn't even
I
have
wouldn't
it.
call it a visa.
All right.
No, I was like, you're allowed if you're
But
American.
You're allowed to visit the UK as an American.
Right. Then that's what it was. I'm allowed to visit. And I was allowed to visit for 6 months.
Oh, right, okay.
With a Schengen visa. And I had.
Yeah.
And then I whatever. There are weeds in this story, but anyway, I got kicked out back to Denmark where I had just visited my new hot Danish boyfriend. And
You're like, I'm coming back.
I'm coming back. And then we had to like decide, I had to go back to New York basically after that. And then we decided to stay together. And then we were long distance for a while, for like 8 months. And then he moved there and we got married so he could stay. I got pregnant, whatever. But yeah, what we were talking about the other day is like, I think for me, I always knew like I wanted to be like creating something, I wanted to be some kind of artist. But I thought, honestly, I'm going to be like on all those like 25 under 25 lists. I'm going to be 30 under 30, 29 of them are going to be me. Like, but that is not, instead I had kids. Like, and so I really wasn't making stuff then when I thought I would be. And I was like scared. I was like, oh, well, like, what if this is like, I'm not going to make other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make only breast milk and like packed lunches. But now I feel so grateful, like, because it didn't leave me like the urge to create things. And like, then my kids got older and I was just like, now my show is about this. My show is about, I was pregnant with my third kid. I was 17 weeks pregnant and I had a miscarriage and I woke up in the hospital after like the surgery to like remove the pregnancy. And I was like high on anesthesia. And when I was like high on anesthesia, I was like, now I'm gonna be a comedian.
That's the moment.
Yeah, and I never thought about really doing stand-up before, but I was like in the hospital. There was something I think like underneath, I was just like, I was kind of putting off creating stuff. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have this baby. They're gonna be a baby for 3 years. And then after that, I'll like return to like, I'll figure out to like finish my book or like whatever.
Yeah.
But then like, when I was like high on anesthesia, I was like, now I must, there's no reason.
Now I'll make a life decision.
Yes, yeah, which was crazy, of course, and I was so sad afterwards, but for some reason that stuck.
So in that moment, because where's the moment between that and the show being written? Because you were at the Fringe in 2022, but you weren't there, it was 20, what year are we now, 2025? No, you were there in 2023, as part of like a showcase.
Yeah.
And it was 2024, last year you had the first 3 minutes of 17 shows, right?
Yeah.
So how'd you get into the showcase then?
Like
where's the, or were you always building that show?
I had that miscarriage, that was October 2020 that happened.
Yeah.
In November of 2020, like I was really sad and I was like mostly just like looking at the windows. But it stuck in my head. Like, this is not how I would like say, like, you know how you should grieve? Take up a public performance art. No. But it just like stuck in my head. And so one thing I did do was like, I like would have these like bursts of like, okay, I'm gonna do something. And I set up my first open mic, like to go, I got a spot. And so in November of that same year, I was literally like, excuse me, Jason, excuse me, Colman. I was still like bleeding from this miscarriage. So it was like weird to start a thing then, but I did my first stand-up set then. And it was not about miscarriage, the stand-up set. There was one secret miscarriage joke. It was, we've all been sad. We've all eaten pizza in the shower. And then... that's funny. I don't know why I never said that again.
Did it get a good response then?
Not much got a good response, to tell you the truth. So I started in Denmark, so weirdly...
Oh, you were back in Denmark at this
I was
point.
in Denmark, right.
Okay, sorry, yes.
So...
I know in my head, for some reason, I was picturing that in New York.
We've added a lot of places to this. Yeah, I was in Denmark, so I started doing comedy in Denmark, and that was like 4 years ago, 4.5, right? So November, so almost 5 years ago. We're in August now. And when I did it, because Denmark is so small, like the open mics you get on, it was like, there were like 2 of like the biggest Danish comedians on that open mic, but I didn't know that because I'm not Danish, but they were really nice and encouraging. So the audience was like, it was not, I would not have called that a good set. I didn't really have fun doing it, but in my head I was like, it was COVID. So like in Denmark, things were like opening and closing and opening. And I was like, yeah, stand-up is actually a good idea for me now because I have little kids, they're home all the time. And stand-up, you can work for like 5 minutes. You can work on 5 minutes. And you go up and you do that 5 minutes. And it can either be done or you can keep working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like a book, I was like trying to write a book with like a kid on my head.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this not. But I could tell when I was doing it. I wasn't like, some people say they do their first stand-up set. You do stand-up.
Yeah.
And like they do it and they're like, it was incredible. I was addicted to the feeling or something. Do you feel like that?
I love it. You mean on the first set?
Yeah, some people have said, I've heard. Like they're like, and then of course I couldn't wait to do it again. And I'm like,
no, I don't think I had that with the first set, but I used to do like acting when I was really, really young. So to me, it almost just felt like it felt like it just fell into this. I was like, oh. This is like this. Yeah. So it, because I think for some people, I think people who say that, I think maybe I'm wrong, but maybe they haven't done a lot of performance. Like it was their first time. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like, because how they describe that is almost how I described the first time when I was younger having that. I remember like the first time I made people laugh was like myself, like independent of. We were doing this play. And I was young, and this might take too much context to get this laugh across.
Listen, I can't wait. Give me the context.
So my buddy Paul, we'll make you Paul,
Great.
was the mayor in this play. We're like in primary school, right? Like I'm like 8. He was the mayor. There was this other actor who was playing Count backwards, right?
That's very funny. That could make, you could use that now. Count backwards. Exactly. I love it.
It clearly works very well for kids, you know, count backwards. And
writing it down. Excuse me. Count backwards.
And in this rehearsal, the actor playing Count backwards wasn't there, so Paul, playing the mayor, also played Count backwards. So maybe
you can't read the rest.
Maybe get the morning pages.
You get my morning pages. It's private.
And in the rehearsal, Paul was playing Count backwards as well. So I said, like in the middle of a scene, I was like, wait, the mayor is really Count backwards. And within the context of that play, and that crushed the room. Like the room erupted in laughter. And that was, I think, my first moment. I was like, you know, I was like, oh.
I also had one of those as a kid, yeah.
So I think when people talk about that, that's what they're talking about. So
yes.
But I don't associate it with my first stand-up set. But I do have that feeling, but from a different moment.
So I like that connection, actually, because I also have like this feeling where it's like everyone was laughing in the room. I was doing a presentation like as a 12-year-old to my class, and I was like, I just made them laugh so hard, and I was like. And I was not like extremely well liked up until that point. I was like very specific kid. I was like, I was an advocate for whomever. I was like, the downtrodden, get over here. It was like annoying as hell. I was like calling meetings on like the coolest kid because I like saw them like bully someone at recess, and I'm like, gather round. Oh my God. And I would read.
In high school, when you were like
no, like middle school. It was still elementary school for me, but I would wear the same thing every day.
That takes courage, though.
I was like principled.
Yeah.
I remain principled, but now I'm likable. And I would read various religious texts from like any religion. Yeah. I wouldn't read them. I would have like an Archie comic inside. I couldn't care less about the thing, but it was...
To be seen.
No, because it was against the rules to read religious texts in my school, and I thought that was wrong. And so I...
Wait, so the comic book is inside the religious text?
Yeah, I'm reading the comic book.
All right, okay.
But I was just like, I think you should be able to read whatever you want. And so I would...
What age you were doing
12.
Oh my God.
11, 12, 10. Yeah. Nobody liked me. But then I did this presentation where I was like interviewing a cube. It was for geometry. Okay. I was interviewing a cube, and I was like doing the cube as Dolly Parton, and I was being Barbara Walters, who's like an American interviewer who has a...
It's like 60 Minutes type of vibe.
Speech
so
impediment.
It's very like...
2020 is the name of her show, and she would go, and I would go, hello, I'm Baba Wawa. And the room was like... And I had my friend sitting there and like shuffling papers and not talking. And the room was like, they were cracking up. These people who like were like, oh my God, Abby, like give me a break. Yeah. And I was just like, I really thought like, is this all it takes? Like it just takes to be funny and then they like you? It was like, great. And it's true. It was like all it took. And then like, yeah. And so that feeling, if that's what they're feeling when they do the same stand, I never put that together as like, maybe that's the first time they have this feeling.
Yeah, to me, I think it is. Because like you can always make people laugh in like a group chat, but there's a different feeling, I think, because like that thing, you're in front of the class, you have their attention. Yeah. And that rehearsal, I had their attention. And when you do your first stand-up, you're like, the attention is like, it's funneled this way and you can manage it. Yeah. Like, so I do think it's a different vibe than just making people laugh.
Yeah, you're right.
Or at least to me, that's what I associate it with.
That's fun. That's good thinking. I'm learning something. I'm learning something about myself and my life. Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. Ooh, footsie.
And so you're okay.
Right. So I was in Denmark, and then I started doing stand-up, and then and that wasn't that long ago. But I started doing And then I started building this show. I was in this compilation show.
Oh wait, so were you uploading like clips, comedy clips, or doing sketches on?
I did 10 comedy clips that were just like from me, like like literally, you can't even see my face. Like I can't even believe they went viral. You can't even see my face. Maybe that's why. But like they're like, but I had these clips and I uploaded them literally like so I would get booked on shows so that people knew that I could do it.
Yeah.
But they went, and a lot of people saw them, and a lot of people shared them, and I only just like scheduled 10. I was very kind of like about the internet. And I was just like, I'll put up 10 clips. I'll just pre-schedule them.
Of you doing stand-up or sketches?
Of me doing stand-up.
Okay.
I'll just put them up and then I won't have to worry about this anymore. I'll have something there. I'm not like going to become an Instagram comedian because I like the amount of energy it takes for my brain is like not worth it for me. But then I put them up and they went viral and like then I was like, must I become an Instagram comedian? But the answer was no. I did not have to and I just didn't. And I just kind of mostly, I just post there when I have something I have to share. But what was I talking about? Yeah, anyway, that's like the whole internet thing for me. I don't really do it that much, but it's nice to know that like there are people that would like to see it on there. And like, so maybe if I have some, I don't know, whatever. But I got onto that compilation show. It was called the Pleasance Comedy Reserve. And it's like 4 up-and-coming comedians, and the Pleasance, like, it's so great. The Pleasance a great theater at the Fringe, and they, paid for our accommodation, and they gave us like a little stipend, and then you just do 15 minutes a night with 3 other comics, and you get to go watch everything.
What a great...
Amazing.
You were there for the whole month?
Yeah. And so I did
Were you working on your show like even then?
I got the idea then.
Okay.
And I was going to a million things. So my show is the first 3 minutes of 17 shows. So I start 17 different shows.
Yeah.
And it was very much inspired by like, I kept going to shows, having like an idea, like being so inspired.
It is crazy inspiring watching. Yeah.
And being like, oh my God, I could do a whole hour that's like a church service, but it's like whatever. Or I would go and that's not one of the 17 shows, did not make a cut. But like I would go in and I'd be like, oh, what if I did this for my first hour? I was very much thinking like, what am I gonna do for my first hour? And felt excited about that for the first time. And then I kept making this joke that I was gonna do a basketball show in mime. And I would like, stretch out this was just to my friends. I did it a couple times on stage, didn't really work. But to my friends, it was really like, I thought it was very funny. They thought it was like, oh, Abby, but like also a little bit funny. Yeah. And I would keep explaining and stretching out the metaphor. And then at the end, I'd be like, the basketball show in mime. And it's really about, and I would say like a new thing every time, like what it's really like the deeper meaning was. And then one time I was like, the basketball show in mime, and there's no real ball and there's no real net. And like you score and there's a real score on stage, but nothing happens. And I was like, and it's really about miscarriage. And I was like, oh, that is what it's about. And then every kind of like all of the ideas, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do the first 3 minutes of all of these shows. And one of them will be the story of how I started doing stand-up after I had that miscarriage. Just one of them will be. And then it was actually quite a while while I was building the show, that I realized that starting each show and not giving it a conclusion and being so excited about it and then letting it like fall is all about miscarriage. Like, so it was really cool. It was like very much like
it's such a
creative process. Like I just was like following what I wanted to do, and then the meaning like kept just like dropping in my lap. It was really nice.
It's such because I still haven't seen it because it's on. I can't catch it because it's on at runtime and I'm fighting for my buddy's show. Yeah. But Mikey saw it and he thought it was brilliant.
Thanks.
But even from the premise alone, when I heard, I was like, oh, what a obviously like it's because it's weird because I know it's born out of like a bit of pain, but like so creatively, I'm like, well, it's such a
really playful show. Yeah. It's like it's not. There is a sad part in the show, but I think it was really important for me that it's like, it is like a hopeful show. My friend who is, I can hear her in the other room, Lara, she is a very funny comedian. She's gonna be very famous in 5 minutes. She's incredible. Lara Ricote, and she directed the show. And it was amazing to work with her because I asked her to direct it because like that was the feeling in our friendship, like where it's like we just are very silly together, but also like really like can be so open and honest with each other, and we're crying all the time. We're crying constantly. She says like one thing. She told me like one thing about like her family reading poems to her, like just like one sentence we would burst into tears, and like neither of us even like, it doesn't even disrupt the conversation. Nobody's like, are you okay? Like it's like, of course, we love to cry. And I wanted that to be the feeling of my show, and so I wanted to keep her close for it, you know. And like she's also like got great insight into like, she's just a great thinker, and she's like amazing to like talk out the things with. But I was really like clear that like that was the feeling I wanted of the show, like so silly, so goofy, like so like whatever, but also like with access to that part. And I really think we figured it out, and it feels really like so nice to have a show that is about something that was like obviously very hard and like sucked and sad and like crushing, but like the feeling of the show is that can exist alongside like
the laughter
and like magic and like actually like that is awful, and I got this whole life out of that not working. And of course I would have rather had the baby, and I really like this. So it's really nice. I feel like that's been an amazing process to get to that point when I didn't know how. I started making this show really being like, I really would love to figure that out, but I like have no idea how to do that, and just keep working on it. And
and do you know the way? Sorry, I didn't interrupt you there.
No, I've not once been interrupted today. In fact, I'd like to be.
Did you have, let's say, the 17 shows, or because you said you had kind of tons of ideas? Did you have like, I had like 30, and I'd be like, okay, now I have to narrow it down to 17, or did you have like 50, or did you have like 21, or I had 14, I had to think of 3 more, or like how did like?
It was like, maybe I probably like definitely had 20, 25 like in the running, or like a list. And then there were points where I was like, well, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. Wait, are we at 16? Wait, so then what's but then like, you know, it was like, the name of the show literally was just the first numbers that popped in my head. And then I did the math and it was correct. Like 51 minutes is like that.
But even the numbers you chose are so, they like even from just a like audio sense, they sound so good. The first 3 minutes of 17 shows.
You know what's
There's something about that is just very satisfying to the.
It really was like just like what would I like if I did the beginnings of the shows, what could I call it? That was the first thing. But like as I went on, like things like this would happen. Like I really hadn't thought about this, but I was 17 weeks pregnant. That's 3 months. Like there's like a lot of stuff in that where like I wasn't even, when I named the show, I didn't know it was going to be all about that. And like then like that would come up and I'd be like, what the fuck?
It's like your subconscious was leading the whole time. You know?
So like things like that, I was like, wait, but and it's the right numbers. Like the minimum length for an hour-long Fringe show is 51 minutes, and I wanted to give the audience from the name the sense like that it was going to be okay. like because it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, I think, to be like, I have to watch what? Like, but I mean, some people think it's just like scrolling on Instagram or something. Like, is that okay? Should we close the window?
Someone's robbing. I'll close the window.
There's 2 windows too. We can both do it. Whoa.
What is this?
Jason, get this. This is art over here. Look at this sink full of flowers with socks hanging. God, thanks, Jason. Don't miss out. This is just, wow.
It's the good stuff right there.
Get a little still life in there, would ya? But I think that was an amazing thing too. Also, like Lara, my director, and I, like, we both kind of like believe in this like mystery of creation thing. Like we believe like that we're really smart, we can figure a lot out, but they're like, for it to be like really good, there should be something else.
The idea kind of comes to you more than, or...
That like, if you like let yourself open, things that you could not have like forced in will like drop in.
Yeah.
Like you gotta still do the work. Julia Cameron, you know Julia Cameron? The Artist's Way?
Oh, I haven't read the book, but yeah.
Maybe it should be. Morning pages. But like she says like, you gotta pray to catch the bus and run like hell. I think that's what she says. Like you have to do both. You have to do the work, but you also like there is some component of it.
Yeah.
That like if you...
It's beyond your control.
Yeah.
But you do everything in your power to... I've heard that it's like, it's almost like you should be so prepared in the hope that you get lucky. Like that type of
something
vibe.
like that. Yeah. And there was just like stuff like that. There's a part in my show. I do an impression of the number 9 that is very long. A very long impression of the number 9. I wrote this like truly, like I couldn't stop moving my pen. I didn't even feel like I was writing. It's truly like 7 minutes of number 9, like puns, like written as a character, like, and I love it, but it is so weird. And I was like, why am I even doing this? What the hell? Where did this come from? I'm doing this for like, I don't know, 6 or 8 months before I even start doing the show. And then I put it in the show. I'm like, this is one of the shows. I'll do like the first 3 minutes of the number 9 show. And I'm like, what? It doesn't fit. What the hell is going on here? Whatever. And then when I'm packing for the Fringe, I go to the basement of my house to look for something to, because I've been stuffing a pillow or a sweater inside my shirt to look like the number 9. Because the number 9 just has big tits in this iteration. And I've been like, I gotta look, and I think I have this like foam thing that I can put in there that like my kids build like forts with. And I go down there, my partner's with me, and he unlocks the door, and I was like, oh my God, that's where that is. And it's the pregnancy pillow from this time where I had a miscarriage. And I go, I didn't know that was down there. He's like, yeah, I put it down here when you miscarried. And then I pick it up, and it falls perfectly into a number 9, like perfectly. Like we are both just like, oh my God. And my partner is a physical therapist raised by a single mother who was a doctor in Denmark. Like he couldn't be more of an atheist. He couldn't be more of like a scientist. But we are both like, ah! It was insane. He like was like, wow. Like it felt just like, that's why this is in the show. Yeah. That's why, and then in an essay later, it was like, there was like also like the number 9 is like the pillow was laying there, like it was reminding me how many months it was supposed to be. And it was like,
so simple.
Yeah, and I didn't know why that was there. I was like, why do I want to keep this silly impression of a number 9 so bad? People think it's weird. Comedians love it. But like normal audiences, when I'm just like doing this impression of the number 9, are like that. Now it's working. It works really well now. But yeah, it's stuff like that where I was like, okay, now unfortunately, I must travel everywhere with a giant pregnancy pillow. but
does that must give you, in those moments, in those like, let's say call it a penny drop, or call it like things lining up, you're like, oh wow. It must give you a good sense of like, what would be the word, trust and faith in sort of the unknown, or like a bit in yourself, like cool, things will work out good. Like my subconscious is leading me well or something.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I already had that. And sometimes when stuff like that happens, it almost has the opposite effect on me. I have like a little bit of a moment like, wow, that was incredible. Will it ever happen again? Like, but yeah, like that was like really a time where I was like, okay, I don't know, I can't control that, but how do I encourage this to keep happening? Yeah. Hey, you guys. I swear they like me.
They can come.
I know, I think maybe they left already, actually. But I swear, I have friends now, and they all really love me. Okay. But yeah, that is a cool thing about making it. Can you tell? Am I allowed to ask you back
You
about
can ask
making
me.
the best man?
This is meant to be like comedy. Yeah, ask
So
me.
you and Mikey, you wrote the best man together.
We wrote the best man together. So, do you want the long version of it?
Yeah, I want the long
I can give you
version.
so the Mikey wrote during COVID. Mob Theatre had like a TV writing thing because like so we're all improvisers. There wasn't improv going on, so like we'll do a TV writing course and we'll all present our ideas. We do a film. There was a film course Mikey wrote a feature film in like 6 or 8 weeks, and part of the thing is you have to do a table read of it, and he asked me to read for one of the characters.
Oh, sweet.
And so I think this is my first time. Do what you gotta do.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
No.
Maybe. Hello?
Excuse me.
It's just Virgin Media. They want access to the stairwell. And then I spilled coffee on the wall. Oh, but boy, did I give them access to the stairwell. Wow, I got coffee everywhere while I was doing that. Okay, so he asked you to table read. Were you guys really good friends before that?
I wouldn't say we were really good friends. We were in the same improv circle, so we knew each other. I always thought he was a brilliant.
Hi, sorry.
No, come on.
Hi. There's a camera. You like cameras?
Hello.
Good morning.
This is my director. I just talked about you a long
Colman.
I'm
time.
in my pajamas.
Sorry, this is Jason. Sorry, we're having a chat.
Can I have some salt for my neti pot?
Yep.
Please. It's just over there. And have a wonderful time. Thank you for being
Get in
here.
there. Get her in the neti pot.
And I won't show you that. I'll in the bathroom. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
These two love a neti pot.
What's a neti pot?
You know what that is? And actually, in Danish, because I'm Danish, I'm wondering actually if some of your viewers are going to be annoyed by how my chair is tilted, if they're going to be worried about me.
They have OCD or something?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, some people have OCD, and they're going to be like, oh my God, how is she sitting like that? A neti pot is like, in Danish, it's called like a nasehorn or something, like a rhinoceros, which is nose horn. And it's like one of those things you like pour it in your nose and then it comes out.
Oh, I've done that for sinuses and shit.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what they're doing.
yeah. Okay.
When I say they, I mean Lara and her sister. They are both using a neti pot.
Where's Lara? Lara?
Yeah.
So she Espanol? No, or...
She's Mexican, Venezuelan, American.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Maya. That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Nice to meet you too. Hello.
Maya's a very funny clown. Look, she's so funny.
You show Maya's a show at do they both have their own shows at the Fringe as well?
Lara had a work in progress. I'm helping Lara with her work in progress.
Where's that on?
It's over now. It ended yesterday, but it was at Monkey Barrel, and then next year it'll be a show.
Okay, nice.
But she is great. She's done 2 whole shows. She won Best Newcomer in 2022.
At the Fringe?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And she had a great show last year, and this is going to be a great show too.
Nice.
Which I really think, especially because I'm directing it. It's really good.
So you're like a creative partnership really at this point.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's like we really like making stuff together. It feels good.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
nice when there's something like you connect and vibe with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But what was I saying? Yep. Anyway, they do this with their nose. You and Mikey, you were friends before, but not best friends.
Friends before, but not best friends. Well, I remember I saw him do a scene, I think, in improv, and this is what stands out to me. I saw him do this scene where he played this guy in a hospital, trying to chat up and flirt with the receptionist at the hospital, and he was being kind of sleazy and stuff. And in that scene, I was like, yeah,
He's so sweet. He's not.
he's so sweet, so sweet. Like I could play that character.
You are a sleazeball.
And I thought that was a fun scene. However, it was his next choice. Like I thought, like, cause I was like, okay, I think I've seen. Like it was very, very good. But in his next scene, because we had to jump forward in time, because that was part of the game. We jumped forward in time to the hotel room. So he's got her back in the hotel room. But Mikey's choice to open the scene was for him to almost felt like he was staring out the window, looking over the city, drinking whiskey. And you're like, why does he have this weird energy? Because he's trying to flirt with her, he's trying to bring her back. And he's like, it doesn't always happen, you know, like, and he's all like, don't tell anyone that I couldn't get it up. But that was kind of essentially the game of that second scene. And it was just such a turn and so much story had happened.
Yeah.
And it just showed how his bravado in the first scene and his confidence was all an act.
Yeah.
And really he had nothing.
Yeah.
It made the first scene better. It made the second scene better. It was such a... and that's what I remember. I was like, that's fucking great. That was so good. And then he wrote the script. He had seen my short film as well. He wrote the script.
What's that called?
My short film?
Yeah.
It's called Where Have You Been? So
That's
it's
nice.
based on a true story of a neighbour of mine was engaged to be married, and a few weeks before the wedding, she called off the wedding. And she kind of just disappeared, and he kind of stayed. He stayed a bachelor and stayed in the same house. Cut to 25 years later, there's a knock at his door, and she shows up. This is a true story. And when I heard that story, I was like, what do you even say to someone in that moment? So the short film is Where Have You Been? And so we filmed it during COVID. So even like it's a very much, what do they call that? A chamber piece. It's essentially a chamber piece.
What is that?
Chamber piece. It's where it all happens in one space.
Oh wow.
So like right now, this is technically a chamber piece, right?
I like to learn what something is when I'm already doing it.
Even though technically, because we started outside, it's technically a second. So I don't know if it would still qualifies, but it's both of us in one space. And the short film is a chamber piece by the same technicality, because we open and close outside of the space, but the whole, because like we'd a budget of like €1,800. I'm very proud of that short. I think if you watched it after me telling you our budget is €1,800, I think you'd be like, because like.
Wait, was it a documentary or was it
no,
it was like a film? Oh
no.
wow.
So I just heard that story, and I then was like, well, here's how I would be both of those people in that moment, and because it's just two people talking. Because it becomes, because this is what Mikey liked about it, or this is what he told me he liked about it, was like, because this is one of the things that led to us working together. He goes, I loved how you slowly revealed what was happening.
That's so nice.
He's like, you didn't rush it. He's like, you know, if you watch the film plays
out. Is it
out
on YouTube? How can I watch it?
It's on, we put it on, so we did a festival run, and then we put it on Amuletto, which is
cool.
The short film. So whoever started that was very clever. So, I mean, and it's a good idea, but like, it's the home of short films on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
So once you finish your festival run, because you can put it up on your own YouTube, but who's going to see that? Yeah. You put it on Amuletto, it could widen it up. Anyway, so it's on Amuletto, and it got like, I don't know, was it 500,000 views?
Oh, amazing.
So it did really, really, it resonated with people, especially like, it was really fun. Like, this is what I presume this is what I love about creating. I presume this is what everyone loves about creating, is that like, when you read the comments, when you affect people, it's just like, that's like crack cocaine.
That's nice.
Like, you know, people are like, and they put their own stuff in it. They're like, they're doing this. And I'm like, I just love that everyone who saw this, that it affected you, that you got something out of it. And then sometimes people take it into kind of weird and strange places. You're like, oh, that's interesting. That's you know,
really
so
nice.
So,
yeah. Sometimes people have said to me things like, that have given me, like, just like, oh, I love how it was like this. And I was like, should be like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, I want to make sure they can get into the kitchen if they want. So maybe we'll move to the living room.
Yeah, no
Hold on, let me just see. Hey, you guys need the kitchen?
We can totally.
You guys need the kitchen? What? We'll move into the living room. You guys you need the kitchen?
We're gonna go in the kitchen.
You practice.
We can
your
totally
scene.
move.
Okay, we're gonna move to the living room.
And we can totally.
You're welcome, sorry. No, it's not a big deal.
There's a beautiful light in here. I can...
Oh, it's not a chamber piece anymore. I forgot my coffee. I'm coming.
Yeah, cool. Is that all right if you're...
Do you mind if I sit on the floor?
That's totally cool.
Is that cool?
And I'm aware, like, we're here an hour, so like we can. I don't want to be in your hair too much as well. So
No, that's okay. This is very nice. It's nice to hear about this stuff. It's nice to talk about this stuff. This is very nice. And this is what the living room is like.
it's lovely. Actually, there's really lovely lighting in here.
Yeah, it's a really good room. It's like they're university students renting it out. So, you know, black leather couches. That's what it's like. But like, the actual place, I think, is really, really nice.
So the person who lives here, there's university student the rest of the year, and they're just staying here, but they rent out the rest of the rooms, and then their buddies come back in September for university again.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just like have it for the year.
Okay.
So
okay.
and they're like their friends that they live with are coming at the end of the thing, and they're actually just letting us stay here. It's really nice.
It's really nice.
So nice, and like the nicest guy.
It's nice.
Sweetest guy. They came the kid. He's 21. He's an adult in almost every country, I think. But he came with his family to my show and Lada's show the other day, and they're like 3 sons and like the parents, and like it was just they're like the sweetest family, and they just like really like each other and go to shows for fun together, and like
That's lovely.
It was so nice. They were like pretty well lit in my show, and
So you could see them throughout the whole thing.
and I was looking. Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, it's really good. But it's like this is such a different world. Are you doing other of these talks with people in Edinburgh? You're like
today we have Sean Uosa, who's an Irish comedian.
Nice.
He's on. There's a show ran. Best in Class.
Yeah.
So he's in that.
Okay, cool.
So we're catching him for a chat today. We're gonna catch him for a chat. We're gonna catch him before and after a show.
Cool.
We have John O'Keefe tomorrow. He's running 3 shows. So we're catching him at the end of his first show. And we're gonna hang out with him up to his second show, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours later.
Right.
And then we'll catch for half an hour after a show just to chat. Like, how did that go? And
Nice.
then there's 2 Irish comedians that we're catching on Tuesday night. So today and tomorrow are kind of the 2 sort of filming days. So yeah, because it'll be fun, I guess, because we're trying to, like, you're on this side of the city, Sean O'Wose will be down by Cowgate, John O'Keefe is over by Grass Market. So we're like, over the course of the few episodes, you get a little sense of these little pockets of Edinburgh.
This is like, right, and this is just like the chill, like this is so not representative. I'm sorry.
But no, this is beautiful.
Go.
I was going to say though, it's lovely to leave that chaotic energy of the Fringe.
It's really nice.
You feel like, I remember when we were here with Best Man, I remember we were like a 7-minute cycle away from.
Yeah.
But when you get home, you're like, oh, I'm away from.
And it's really nice to get here. I got to walk through the meadows.
Yeah.
And the meadows are this big park that are just like people laying down, people playing frisbee, people playing music all the time, and it's really just like a lovely part of the city.
It almost feels like walking through the meadows is the perfect entry and exit.
Yeah, it feels like you're walking through the wardrobe or something.
Yeah. The wormhole.
Yeah.
Because there's some laughter and some, but you're like,
Yeah, I feel like that's true. It's really nice. And then also, right, so today my friends are going to go, they're going to be in the Clown Olympics in the Meadows now soon.
Okay.
And it's just like idiots doing idiots.
Are you going to go
stuff.
check them out?
Probably. I might go in a little bit,
Okay.
But they won last year, representing Mexico.
No way.
Yeah, Mexico is the reigning champion of the Clown Olympics, so they have to perform the opening ceremony.
So the Clown Olympics, is that a daily show, or is that once in the Fringe?
One time.
So
One
and
time.
it's an hour.
And it's today.
Hour and a half show, 2 hour show.
I wouldn't call it a show. It's like games, I think. I didn't go last year.
Oh wait, so wait.
It's like, but it is like kind of a show. It's like I don't know what it is. I didn't go.
Okay.
I didn't go.
They told me they won.
They told me they won, and I believed them. But yeah, but that's like just like a thing you can do in the Meadows, and there is stuff like that. Like I don't know, it's very nice, and like there's just when you get into like the center of Edinburgh, there's just you are like just taken by the current, and like you run into 800 million people. And you talk to them, and you forget what time the next thing you have to be at is, and then you go to the next thing, and like, it's not until like you get home where you're like, what happened today? And then you kind of just wake up and you're like in it again. So it's very nice. This is the longest I think I've been home this whole Fringe. Talking to you, it's very nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you what time? Because like I find like when I get home. And like I'm trying to wake up and work out, but this last few days, I'm like my body's just like we need as much sleep as you can give us.
Yeah. I can't really sleep that well here. I'm a good sleeper generally, but I drink a coffee before my show, which starts at 8:20, and I think and then you hang out until like 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I'm like waking up, I don't know, by 10 at least. And but every day I write my morning pages. I write 3 pages of like longhand blah blah
just
blah.
Whatever's going on in your head.
Going on in your head, and that's like the only thing I really try to stick to when I'm here. Like,
is that like your? If there's one thing that like definitely let's say helps you day to day, that's that's my fucking thing.
Yeah, that's like the thing that and I'll skip it once in a while. Like if my on the weekend I'll do it like later in the day because my kids are home and whatever. But like, I don't know how people who don't do it like do anything.
Because I was gonna say like I think because I remember we met you and you made such a immediate and positive impression on myself and Mike. You were like, oh my god, that person is lovely. You know what I mean?
We met when we were at the Dave party.
The Dave party.
And we were playing like arcade basketball.
That's right.
Or you were, and I bumped into you or something.
Yeah, but you were so like because I feel like a lot of people. Or at least that's how, I don't know if it's necessarily true, but sometimes maybe myself and Mike were like, oh, hello. You feel a little bit like, I don't even know if we should be here. And you're like, hey, who are you? Or like you like we bumped and you were just so immediately like, yeah, Colman, Mikey, great to meet you. You were just so effusive and you've such a lovely, light, kind of positive energy.
Well, I felt like the same about you guys. I really did. I was like, those guys, nice guys. Those guys, nice guys, like to play arcade basketball, just like me.
And do you think the morning page, or were you always so?
I think I was always like, I want to connect to people. I want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I really like, when I meet you, I want to like you. So, and I like generally do. I like people. Yeah. I really like them. And sometimes I don't, and it's rare. I'm like, why? What happened? You know? But I was always like that. But morning pages definitely helps me like, it's the only time of the day where I'm like just listening to myself. Because even if and I figure out a lot also like talking to my friends or talking to my family, talking to my partner, like I figure things out with words, like a lot. But when I'm talking to someone else, I'm like compromising. I'm like trying to explain it to them, or I'm trying to like make sure it's palatable or whatever. And when I write my morning pages, it's the only time where I am communicating only to myself, like without.
We'll make sure there's nothing from the morning pages in the thing.
Oh yeah, no. I was like, I'll take a look. I don't think anything's bad, but I do say things in there that I'm like, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't, like when I'm frustrated, like with my part or whatever, that I like just wouldn't, that I'm processing on my own, and that I wouldn't want.
You wouldn't want to give it to the other person, like you feel.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out before, and it definitely helps me with every single aspect of my life. Like it helps me like definitely have ideas. I don't write it thinking like, oh, there's gonna be great jokes in here, but like once in a while, there is just like something that comes out that
that's hilarious actually.
Yeah, I put a little line on the side, and I personally think the funniest things are like true. I like comedy that is honest. And honest can be like you pretending to be a a mouse in a field. Like that can be like whatever. I don't mean you have to be telling the facts. I want you to like be telling the truth. I don't think that's the same.
It's funny, myself and Jason were just chatting about that a little bit about comedy beforehand, about like, some of the best comedians, they're honest.
Oh my God, is your name James?
Jason.
Oh my God, thank
God.
No,
you were saying Jason.
I thought you just said James, and I was like, fuck me. Okay, Jason. Okay, you and Jason were talking about that? Or
Jason.
Oh my God. Thank you, sorry. Anyway, you were talking about
But no,
that.
but about, it's interesting because I think my work in progress at the minute, I'm doing it like a stand, and I'm really, really proud of material, but it's funny because we talked about, like one of the comedians that we'd look up to on a professional level, like would be Louis C.K.
Yeah.
And he's so honest in his material, and I know because it just made me reflect on my own stuff. I'm like, oh, my stuff is it's absurd, and it's certainly things I find funny, but I'm like, I mean, like none of this. Like if you heard some of the material, I'm like, I think this idea is hilarious.
Yeah.
But this is not true.
I don't think you have to tell
You know
the truth. I don't think that's what it means, to be honest. I don't think it means like you have to like say only things that really happen in real life. Also, the other day I was like having like a Fringe breakdown, and I was like to my friend, I was like, it's impossible to tell the truth. Everything becomes a lie as soon as you try to convert it into language. Like I was like really like, so I really think it's like really trying to get something across is what I think is the truth. It doesn't have to be like, and this happened and this like like right, like I think my impression of the number 9, the truth. Like, I'm not the number 9. I made it all up, but like, do you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's like I just don't know. I know some comedians I have heard comedians say to me that they will not share their actual opinions on stage. Like that they they're like, what? I would never say what I really think on stage. I'm like, what? And I don't think that's like, and it's not like as part of a bit or like if it were like my whole persona is that I don't say what I think, that could be funny. That could also, to me, be the truth. Like whatever. But like there are really people who are like, this is not for that. This is not for saying what you really think or trying to get something across.
No, it's
and
funny,
I don't see that.
No, I completely agree with you.
What?
As in, I completely agree that I think you're right. It's like, to me, I'm like, no, this is exactly the space to say exactly what you feel and think, but then to try and channel that to make it hilarious.
Yeah. I just feel like comedy is like, it's like, I think it's, it is filling the hole of like many, many mediums that like used to exist or could exist about listening to one person. So like there's no longer like a forum for like speeches that isn't like the like politics. There's not like people aren't like using church or like congregational things in the same way.
Comedy is the last great, because like bastion, because 100 years ago political speeches would be the thing that everyone listened to.
Yeah, people talk on the corner. But like comedy is like filling those holes. And I think there should be like other forms, like whatever, like now there's like TED Talks or whatever.
Yeah.
But comedy like gets a bigger audience because it's like, and I think it should remain this because it's like, it's just a promise about where you're going to land. So like when you're up in the air, you can go anywhere. You can take it anywhere. You can say anything. You can like really figure things out. And the part of calling it a comedy is just like that you're telling the audience that you have their entertainment in mind. You like are gonna you're gonna give them reprieves along the way, and you have considered their enjoyment, and it's like, it's just a promise. It's a contract with the audience, and then it can be anything. And
that's a fun way. I like the way you describe it.
And when people talk about it and they're like mad about that, I'm like, well, then what are people supposed to do who have opinions? like people are mad. They're like, it should only be funny. It should never be what you really think. It should be whatever. And I'm just like, boring. I'm like, there can be anything. So why isn't it anything?
Yeah.
I think I didn't really care about comedy before I started doing it. And now I'm like, wow, everything can happen here.
Yeah. So coming to the Fringe was like, I think, revolutionary from my perspective, because I think growing up, like I'm small town Ireland, or like, so I knew what improv was, and people I knew didn't know what improv was. I'm like, how do you know? And I knew what stand-up was. They didn't know. My friend Jay was talking about that too, how like my girlfriend, I mean, this could also maybe just be a cultural thing, but like it's more of a microcosm of how I was like, so-and-so's a headliner tonight.
Yeah.
And she's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, headline. But I've experienced that. You know, I'm like, with tons of, I'm like, oh, within the, I'm like, how do you, because I'm interested in it, so I know what's within the comedy space. I forget where I was going with this when I started with this point.
But I said, right, so maybe like before you started doing comedy, or before other people knew about comedy.
Comedy can be anything.
Comedy could be anything, comedy.
It's gone.
I didn't know those words though. I learned all those words in the last few years. I started listening to, you listen to Mike Birbiglia's Working It Out?
I listened to a few episodes of it,
I listened to that like a lot. And I like learned, it's funny because that started during the pandemic and I started doing comedy after I started listening to it. But like, that's where I learned like what, like this, like a tag was to a joke. A tag is like just like an add-on punchline basically. And like, it's like where I like learned all the comedy vocabulary and I was just like just doing it and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Like, yeah. But it is like, it's a cool thing too because you can know all this stuff and it can be really helpful, but also you don't have to because it also can
It'll
be
kind
like,
of figure itself out anyway. It's just someone gave a name for
and sometimes the less you know, the more creative in the field you are because you're not trying to like fit into rules that...
I remember what I was going to say.
We got there.
Sorry, my brain was like, what the fuck?
What the
it was
fuck?
that coming to Fringe expanded my horizon of comedy. That's where I was going with that. And somehow I got lost on a different train of thought.
Yeah.
But that like when I was growing up, I had a certain idea of what stand-up was. And then when I came to the Fringe with Best Man, because I was like, went to see other shows, you're like, oh, I didn't know that you could do this.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? You could, and then like, of course, when you're at the Fringe, you're like almost, like I do stand up and I love stand up, but like the shows I want to see at the Fringe, I'm like, well, no, show me something weird, show me something strange, show me something like Classic Penguins by Gary Starr.
I gotta go. It starts like 20 minutes after I'm done with my show, but I have heard so much stuff about that.
I saw it, that was last year I saw the show. I saw that show last year, and I was like, I think that's been the biggest compliment I can give to a show, this is the biggest compliment I can give, is I'm like, I didn't check my watch once. And I know that seems small, but I've been in enough shows where I'm like, oh, I enjoy the show, but I know that I might have checked my watch once. There's certain, if someone sees me doing that in a stand-up show, that's different, because in a stand-up show I'm actually trying to break their set down, so forgive it in a stand-up show. But in other shows, and I remember in the Gary Starr show, and there's been a couple of shows that I'm like, I'm like, what's over? And the Gary Starr show, I was like, it's just so fun. Yeah. It's so joyous. And I think that was the funnest hour I've spent at I just couldn't believe it.
Have you seen a lot of clown? Do you like clown in general? He's very funny and he's very nice. And I have not seen this show yet and I can't wait.
I did, after seeing a show, he was doing a workshop in London.
Great.
I was like, I need to know how this man thinks.
Amazing. Oh, is that good?
Very good. And because I had no real apprenticeship in clowning. I'd done little bits and pieces. I did clowning in Barcelona, a week-long workshop. That was actually brilliant. That was my...
Who's that with?
Clementine. What's Clementine's surname? Kalulel. I'm not saying it right.
That sounded good. That sounded good to me.
But she's brilliant. She was like, and she did clowning for like, it was almost clowning for emotion and for truth. So it was phenomenal. And because we're there for 5 days, I think, and she sets up these exercises we do on day one, and then we repeat them on day two. But what happens is, because we know we repeat them, what it becomes is almost about choice, is that like, you'll have another choice after this. So I think maybe you come, or at least I came from this idea of like, this might be my only choice, so I better, and then you're like, oh no, she's gonna give us like 30 more choices. And you begin to become very loose with it in like a really fun, playful way. So it becomes playful, and like, I think that was one of those moments where like a penny dropped as a performer, where I was like, oh, I want, it's meant to be really fun and playful.
Yeah.
And then I did Gary's work. I did Damien's because that's his actual name.
Oh right, of course.
Gary is
That's funny.
Yeah. I did because in the show, I don't think I'll be giving anything away, but at a moment in time, he's naked. At a moment in time, other naked people join him on stage. I joined him for.
Oh my God!
Because when he did the workshop, he's like, look, I always need one. I don't want to give anything away with the show, but at one point in time, another naked person shows up. He's like, if someone wants to
be naked, wow, incredible!
Like, you have to dance a little thing, and he's like, so if you want to, and I was like, because when I saw his show, I was like, on some level, I think I said this to him as well at the workshop. I was like, you did everything I ever wanted to do on stage.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? And like, 'cause his nudity, it's not even sexual. It's like, that's out the window within 3 seconds. It is just such a fun. Anyway, so I danced naked on a London stage.
Amazing.
It was so.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you were doing it?
It's. Do you know what? It's both exhilarating and sort of petrifying because as well, they can't see your face, right? So, but from here down, you're completely nude.
Oh my God.
And when I came back in, when you're out there, you're just like, let's get through this. This is insane. But when you come back in, that's the first one. You look down, you're like, how did this fella like?
What did it look like?
Exactly. And
Who was it looking at?
Like stare direct. I was like, was it cold in there? Like,
my
did I do ourselves? You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
But it was the workshop. The workshop was so cool because even for like stand up, even like because I feel like all the stuff you can apply it anywhere, but like. We played some very kind of straightforward games, but what he would do is, and I hope this isn't, it's just a game in a workshop, but he'd play a game, but if we got a laugh playing the game, like someone just accidentally made a mistake, if you got a laugh, he goes, every time you get a laugh, I almost want it to be like something pinging your radar.
Yeah.
He's like, so if I got a laugh, stop. And he's like, almost like, what did I just do? Repeat that exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it became a good exercise of like, so what we would do, let's say there's maybe 10 of us in the workshop, if someone got a laugh, you're like, we now have to repeat, while playing the game, repeat just the last 10 seconds.
Yeah. And
it becomes good because then you begin to realize, because sometimes you get a laugh, okay, let's say if I tap this, right, and I got a laugh, let's say I did this, and I got a laugh, in my head I was like, oh, I did this thing, okay. And in the repeat, I'll do that. But really, it was both part. So it makes you begin. You're like, no, what was the thing that they really found funny there? And you miss it sometimes. Yeah. And then you hit it. And then what can become funny in the second or third go round is like you're like, aha, and they don't laugh. And then they see the disappointment in your face that they didn't laugh, and then they laugh at your disappointment. So now you have to be like, oh right, okay, so now I have to do it. Yeah. But be disappointed. But the thing is, now if I know that I'm really going Inception with this, I'll act disappointed. But like, no, you're acting disappointed.
But I think that's like when I say the truth thing. Like clown, I think only works when it is the truth.
Yes.
Like the audience wants to see you really try, really fail,
really fail.
They also really just want to see. Not fake, not pretend to fail. You don't want to see like somebody pretend this table is too heavy, but like it's like. What we love, like what I love watching clown is like when you get a flash of like, that is what really, and you have to like, there's this whole conceit around it. But what's beautiful about clown is like when there is a flash of like, that's really how that person feels. And I just saw it. And like, there's, I've taken some workshops. I took Julia Masley. Have you?
I have not seen, but I have not seen that one yet. No.
Julia Masley has an incredible show called Ha 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 Ha. And she's a clown. She also teaches some clown. And I took a workshop with her. And that one, I've taken some other clown workshops. I took 2 weeks at Gaulier in France. And
nice.
Very fun, very cool.
But the Julia Masley one you think was phenomenal?
Julia Masley is just really, and I've taken Dr. Brown, and that was very good. I've taken some stuff. And they've all been good and helpful. But Julia Masley just like helped me figure out this thing where like, also she's very nice. And all the clown teachers I've had have been kind and whatever good, but there's like a certain like harshness that you can feel in a clown workshop because it is so much about like being willing to fail and failing and it's scary and it's vulnerable or whatever. And with Julie, I just feel like I really like learned this thing that like there's like this switch inside of us as an audience. And like we feel it. And if we tune into it as an audience, we'll be better as a performer. But it's like you can watch and you can feel like just like you're watching and you're just like, wow, I love them. I love everything they're doing. I love this person. I do just feel like this love. And then they can just do this tiny thing. And you're like, boom, I hate them. And then they'll do something else and you're like, love them, never loved anyone more. And you just like pay attention to this switch inside of you. And you're like watching and you're like, wow, they're doing everything right. And then wrong, that was wrong. And it is insane, but like mostly the whole audience feels the same way.
Do you know what's weird? But I feel like I know the kind of feel like I should do Julia Masley workshop then.
Yeah, great.
Because that vibe that you're talking about,
Yeah.
because when I'm on stage, the one thing I feel like I definitely have one like is this feeling of like I know how you're feeling. Like I can feel it. I can and like because I had the weirdest gig ever yesterday. Like where, so it's the same thing though. It's like I think someone a comedian described it before. He goes, it's like you know how to lead the audience. It's like you and the audience are connected, but you're connected by a rope. Yeah. So if you go over here, they'll come slowly. Like you know what I mean. So it's this weird energy where like, how do I pull and push in? And you can feel when they're like no. Yeah. And then you feel like, oh yes, you're loving this. Yeah. And yesterday I had a gig where at my whip, and I'm actually getting really, really proud of the material. Like I'm actually at the point where I'm like, oh, I actually really like what I have here, and it's a little dark and sexual and kind of creepy, which goes because like which I really like. But what did someone say to me when I did a spot? They're like, I think only you could get away with that because you're quite likable and your energy is quite light, but your material. So it's a very interesting comment. But or where was I going with this? The crowd yesterday. I can lose track of it. I could feel they like. It was such a weird energy because I could feel they liked me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you like me. I can feel you like me. You just hate what I'm doing. Yeah. And I'm like, because usually they hate both or they like both. So I was like, there's a weird contrast going on in this.
She always would say like, she'd like say like, this is the thing. There's a shoe in the middle of in the floor. When you come in on stage, when we like you, go toward the shoe. When we don't like you, take a step back. And like when she gave those instructions, we were all like, when you like us? Like we were like, what? Like when we just supposed to know? Like what does that mean? That's the vaguest thing. And then you're like, oh, actually I know what that means. You can feel when the audience is like, yeah, we like you. And then you feel like the switch go off and you're like, not anymore. You take a little step back.
Damien did a similar exercise. Yeah. It's so enlightening and infuriating. Yeah. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but we can also really like you when you're infuriated. So
yes. Yeah. Because like I remember we did the same thing. So you take a step. He's like, you used to take a step forward when when the audience likes you, like, and he goes, what could happen is he goes, if you think they like you, or let's say if they get laughed, you think that laugh is yours, which is that they like you, or kind of it's all kind of one and the same. He goes, take a step forward. But if it wasn't for you, you'll know immediately because there'll be silence, and you'll be like, okay, that wasn't. But yeah, it's such a fascinating. But
it is like so special because where else do you like practice that kind of sensitivity? Yeah. And it's really like good for your whole life. Actually, it's really nice. I like it. Feels honest as hell to me. And you're like, and you can feel that even when you're like, pretending to be a goon, like, or like whatever. You're like bowling with cherries, or like you're a pig in the mud. Like, yeah. Look at these. You guys going to the Clown Olympics?
Yeah, we're out of here. We're so late.
Have a great time.
Break legs, have fun.
Have such a good Clown Olympics.
Best luck.
We're representing Mexico, so we're dressed as Mexican.
You look Mexican as hell.
What? Wait, it's where the Clown Olympics are on in the meadows.
Right now.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good.
Wow, what are you going to say?
That's the part we have to figure out on the walk. Yeah, but we definitely have a look.
That's a good look, really.
Now we have a song about the chickens and stuff.
That's good. That's going to be great.
Bye, have a good one.
See you.
I love you.
Yeah, fun.
Cute. You guys should go to the Clown Olympics when you go.
We should. And
It's by the circus tent.
We can head off in the next 5 or 10 minutes because I'm aware I don't want. So we'll definitely head off in the next 10 minutes. How about that?
Okay, no problem.
I don't want to outstay our welcome, and I don't know if it's weird.
Oh, the keys? I'll take the keys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Come back here though, maybe in like an hour.
Great. I'm gonna still be here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Sorry, guy. You taking a what? Bye.
Yeah, there's one now, and I don't want to. And I also because it's weird as well because I'm like, you can tell us to leave right now if you want because it's a weird thing because I'm like, I know we're recording.
I know it's really also very nice to be talking to you, and so yeah, I'm like, yeah, I probably have other things to do, but I like it. But yeah, maybe we wrap up in like 10 minutes.
Let's totally do that.
And
Let's
then,
totally do that.
yeah, but this is so nice for me. I love talking about this stuff, and honestly, I didn't even have to leave my goddamn house.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Really made it easy. I was like, we're gonna go on a walk. We did, from the kitchen to the living room.
Actually, or maybe we should wrap up now. Maybe because it felt like a natural conclusion there, and it.
That was pretty good. We can do that.
Yeah. Sure. Look, let's put on our shoes and walk out. That'll be the.
Wow. Do you want me to hold the camera?
We took our shoes off.
While you put it on? Also, I was thinking, they don't even know what Jason looks like. They don't even know what I've been in.
They don't need to know what Jason looks like.
He's a monster. Oh my God, I got the ear. Wow. This is so cool.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And you can hear yourself as well.
This is amazing. Oh my God. This is actually a dream. That's Jason. Oh my God. And Jason, what's your creative process?
Have a pint, say whatever I feel like.
Oh, that's pretty good, I think.
Record it, write down the good parts.
Jason's a comic.
Are you a comic? You are funny. Okay, good.
And he has a podcast with another comic called Shite Talk History, where so each episode, one of them will like research one story and regale it to the other one, and then they'll kind of riff and have fun both while regaling the history story, but also having a bit of crack doing it.
Oh, that's amazing. Actually, I had the best conversation at the Fringe the other day when somebody just started telling me about the War of the Roses. I was like, yeah, actually I'm sick of talking about comedy. Could you just tell me English history?
Yeah, that's because we just focus on Irish history, and it's like, so it is niche enough that it's only Irish people.
Yeah. I think I might be listening to this podcast. What's it called again?
Shite Talk, an Irish history podcast.
Shite Talk, an Irish history.
SHITE.
It should be a shorter name, really, but everyone just calls it Shite Talk.
Shite Talk.
Shite Talk. Yeah. I love it. And also I'm saying it into the microphone in a good way. Shite Talk.
But no, it's brilliant. It's, yeah.
Oh my God, amazing.
And so,
Jason, what's your last name?
Brennan.
Brennan?
Yes.
Nice. You have a big head.
I do have a giant...
Yeah, I'm wearing
it's
his...
full of nothing is the only
Full of history. Full of history. Okay, well that was really fun for me. Thanks for letting me try that.
Of course.
Look, whoa, it's Colman. Whoa, it's Jason. I really hope you guys leave this in.
I feel like this has to be left in because there's no cuts in this show. This is like...
God.
So, and because we...
Self-conscious.
Well, you look great, and you were charming as hell.
Oh,
but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope this wasn't too much for you, but thank you
No,
so
it was
much.
lovely. I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jason.
perfect.
Well, anyway, let me give you a hug.
Thank you so much.
I guess I should give you back this microphone.
Yes. But Abby, thank you so much. That was so fun.
It was so fun. I loved it. Thanks so much for coming. And
Yeah.
Jason, it was so nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be doing that.
But break legs, have fun.
Thank you so much.
I hope I bump into you before the Fringe is over. But if not,
Yes.
best of luck at New York.
Thank
That's
you
gonna
so
be
much.
fucking class.
I forgot. That's how I woke up this morning. It's like, can you get me edits on this thing in an hour? Yeah, I can. And I did. And now we did this. A lot has happened. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you, Abby. Bye.
Make sure you walk past the Clown Olympics. Okay.
See you. Bye. And I suppose, should we wrap it there?
Yeah.
Thanks so much.